Hi, I'm Clint Parsons, and I'd like to welcome you to Step 3 of my buyer process, and thank you for joining me. In Step 2, we took a deep dive into your lifestyle preferences and requirements, and I made recommendations on communities that most closely meet these needs. In this step, I'll introduce you to over 160 communities in the Naples area of Collier County, as well as the city of Bonita Springs and the village of Estero in South Lee County. This step is designed to further your understanding of the communities that are available to you so you don't miss anything. In other words, I want you to be aware of all the opportunities that are available to you. Please be apprised that there are other communities in the area that are not included in these lists and my associated community guides. However, I estimate that these community descriptions cover approximately 80 to 90% of the entire geographical area, and as such, they cover most of the major communities in our area. When I conduct property searches based on your chosen lifestyle criteria, be assured it will include the entire geography and not just what is included in these community guides. Furthermore, I periodically add new community descriptions which will be included in future editions of the guides. Like all of the videos in this series, I prepared a slideshow for you that I hope will make the presentation of this material more enjoyable and understandable. So let's get started. Step 3 in my buyer process is entitled Overview of our Southwest Florida Coast Communities. In this step, I introduce you to my community guides. The community guides are broken down between Naples and Bonita Estero, and they include guides for our Naples coastal communities, Naples golf communities, Naples non-golf communities, and our Naples estate-size lot communities, as well as the same community type guides for the areas of Bonita and Estero. Now, as you can see, within each county, the communities are categorized into these four main property types. I've also color-coded these property types, which is consistently used throughout my buyer's guide and my community guides, as well as my community map and my community market reports. These communities with their color codes are delineated and defined as follows. The coastal communities are color-coded in blue. Almost all these communities lie west of US 41, and their distinguishing characteristic is that the community is adjacent to or very close to the Gulf of Mexico or has boating access to it. As one would expect, these communities typically offer easy access to the beach, and many of them offer boating and water sports opportunities. A good portion of these also offer golfing opportunities as part of their on-site amenity package. If golf is a feature of the community, it will be identified as such in its description, as well as noted on my location tables. The inland golf communities are color-coded in green. Almost all these communities lie east of US 41, and the centerpiece of these communities is their on-site golfing opportunity. These golf course communities offer a broad range of membership options. Most are private clubs which may be open to members only, and a few are public courses open to the general public. Within the private club category, there are subcategories including bundled golf, equity golf, and non-equity golf. In bundled golf communities, the golf membership is bundled with the sale of the home. As a result, every homeowner is also a golf member with full use of all of the community amenities. You don't pay an upfront initiation fee, but you do have to pay annual membership dues. In equity and non-equity golf communities, you have to pay an initiation fee for your membership, and you also pay annual membership dues. Each club varies with regard to payment schedule, amount of equity, refund policy, membership, and golfing privileges. In many of these communities, the golf membership is optional, so they also offer various forms of social memberships in case you don't want the full golf membership. These social memberships offer access to many of the other activities and amenities of the club, and some of them include restricted golf privileges during the off-season of the year. I should also note that a few of these inland golf course communities have Gulf access for small watercraft, and a few offer opportunities for private beach clubs. The inland non-golf course communities are color-coded in pink. Most of these communities lie east of US 41. As the name implies, these communities do not have golf courses. Some of these communities are very large with extensive amenities, and many are smaller communities with limited amenities. Furthermore, some have specific niches, such as extensive tennis club facilities or boating opportunities on community lakes or nearby waterways. Finally, the estate-sized lot single-family communities are color-coded in orange. All of these communities lie east of US 41. These communities feature homes on lots of at least 1 acre. Unlike most communities in our area, which have homeowners associations that place deed restrictions on individual property owners, most of these communities do not have HOAs. Due to lot sizes, most of the geographical areas encompassed by the estate-sized lot communities lie east of I-75. New construction on vacant lots in these areas often requires environmental studies to determine the presence of wetlands and protected species. It is always advisable to obtain such a study or to make your contract contingent upon one prior to entering into an agreement to purchase vacant land in one of these communities. Within these community guides, many communities are placed into groups that exhibit similar characteristics. I think that if you're interested in one of the communities within a group, you may want to consider other communities within the same group. Given my separation of these communities by county, property type, and by grouping of similarities, what follows is an outline on the structure of the community descriptions and their associated community guides. We'll start with Naples and then move on to the Bonita Estero areas. These are the communities described in my guide to Naples coastal communities. And these are the communities described in my guide to Naples inland Gulf communities. And these are the communities described in my guide to Naples inland non-Gulf communities. And these are the communities described in my guide to Naples estate-sized lot single-family communities. Now we move on to Bonita and Estero in Lee County. These are the communities described in my guide to Bonita Estero coastal communities. And these are the communities described in my guide to Bonita Estero inland Gulf communities. And these are the communities described in my guide to Bonita Estero inland non-Gulf communities. And these are the communities described in my guide to Bonita Estero estate-sized lot single-family communities. The final part of this presentation includes my location tables, where I divide the Naples and Bonita Estero areas into what I call latitude and longitude zones. There are 3 latitude zones in Naples. These latitude zones from north to south are North Naples, which are the areas north of Pine Ridge Road, Central Naples, which are areas south of Pine Ridge and north of Davis Boulevard, and South Naples, which is areas south of Davis Boulevard. There are 2 latitude zones in Bonita Estero. These latitude zones from north to south are the village of Estero and the city of Bonita Springs. The longitude zones are divided along the major north-south thoroughfares, namely US 41, I-75, and Collier Boulevard. Because Collier Boulevard terminates at the Collier County-Lee County line, there are 3 longitude zones in Bonita Estero and 4 in Naples. Here you will see the layout of these latitudinal and longitudinal zones and the individual location zones that they create. I've created a separate location table for each of the major residential property types separated between Naples and Bonita Estero. Again, they are color-coded according to property type. I have also provided a key at the bottom of each table that denotes the building designs available in each community, as well as other useful information. And here are my location tables. Again, we will start with Naples and then move on to Bonita Estero. Here is the location table for Naples coastal communities and for the Naples inland Gulf communities and for the Naples inland non-Gulf communities and for the Naples estate-sized lot single-family communities. Now we move on to Bonita and Estero in Lee County. Here's the location table for the Bonita Estero coastal communities and for the Bonita Estero inland Gulf communities and for the Bonita Estero inland non-Gulf communities and finally for the Bonita Estero estate-sized lot single family communities. And that wraps up my presentation on step 3 of my buyer process. I'd like to reiterate that I periodically add new community descriptions, which will be included in future editions of the guides. The next step of my process will dive into the community market reports for each of the major property types in Naples and in Bonita Estero. These market reports will provide you with guidance on list prices and recent sale price ranges in each of these communities, as well as provide you with aggregate statistics so that you can draw conclusions as to the strength or weakness of each market type. If you have any questions about any of my videos, or if you'd like to discuss your particular situation, please feel free to contact me at any time. My contact information is listed below on this screen. I'm grateful that you've taken time out of your day to join me for this viewing, and thank you for the privilege of your time.